Well, it's been a while getting it, but today we're looking at the SOTO ST320 single burner book stove. Let's check it out. All right, everybody, welcome back. So these have been traditionally very, very hard to come by. For a while, I was dying to get one, but I'd look on, usually they were for sale on secondary markets like eBay and Etsy and stuff. And people wanted $200 and $250, $300 for these things. I'm like, that's a bit much. Well, I guess from what I can see, SOTO decided to bring these to the American market and sell them on Amazon. And the cool part is, they're only $56 now. So SOTO runs a little bit more than most stoves, and they are very high quality. So it's nice that they can get them, you can get it at an affordable price now, and not some overinflated price, just because it's hard to come by, like $250, because you can't get them in the States. They are now available. I picked this one up off of Amazon. I'll leave you a link below. And these are really interesting. These are really interesting little stoves. One of the things I like about it is the size. I mean, this is just like, they call it a book stove because it's basically like a little tiny book. It's got a little case where you'll get your grate for your top, and assembled, it will look something like that. So what we're going to do today is try it out. We're going to time it and see how long it takes to boil 1.5 cups of water. The reason I'm not doing 2 cups of water is because I'm making that with it, and it needs 1.5 cups. So we are going to boil 1.5 cups of water. Sometimes with Mountain House stuff, I will undercut it a little bit. I'm doing the full 1.5 cups because I want to see the time on it, so we will time it. First thing I want to show you how to do is put this thing together. Now, at first, these can be tricky. If you don't, my suggestion is practice. If you don't practice with them enough, they can be kind of tricky at first. And these legs can be really hard to pull out if you don't do them the right way. I do them from the sides. And if you do them from the sides, they pop right out real easy. If you try to get them from the top, you'll be doing them forever. So, you'll have a little M-shaped stove here. Okay? And this is your actual stove. This piece comes out. Now, I want you to see these little push-in thingies, for lack of a better name for them. There's little springs there. What you're going to do is you're going to line this up here. You see these little pieces here? And the tops of those are going to go over each one. You're kind of going to have to push in a little and twist and tweak until it snaps into place, and you will hear it snap into place. The next thing, putting a butane canister on this is going to be a little difficult as well if you don't know what you're doing. So you want to pull this down, pop the butane canister in, and then twist, and this piece will separate from this piece, and you'll have it on there nice and tight. When you're done, you're going to fold that back, and you got your burner right there. So let me give you a little information on the stove. What I like about it is it's got output up to 2100 kilowatts, okay? It runs for about 2.1 hours on a can of butane. I do have a can of butane here, and because it is the colder months, I've wrapped it with that wrap, because this will keep it a little bit warmer, but this is just Coleman Walmart butane, nothing fancy on it, okay? Now the V-shaped case gives you a really nice windshield, okay? Once you get that in there, it'll stand up a little bit, and it protects your burner, because your burner is going to be down here. It protects your burner from wind very, very well. Now, it may not be the lightest stove in the world, but it's definitely sturdy, safe to use, and a really unique kind of conversation piece. If you like kind of unusual stoves, this is definitely one you're going to want. And if you've been waiting for one, because you've seen the prices crazy online, now you can get them. So let's start off with putting the butane canister on. Okay? I'm going to show you how to do that. Basically, you're going to pull it down. Okay? Pull that down like that. Okay? Snap it in there. And then you're going to twist, push, and twist. Like that. And I had it open. That's it. You're just going to push down and twist. And that's how it should look when it's done. I did have the blower open there, the burner open, so that's what that noise was. Now, you do have a piezo igniter here, so you don't have to light this with anything. It will light itself. Of course, after a while, these things die, but still, nice to have. Now the next part, okay? I'm going to show you here. You see that little line up there? I want to line it up for you. You're going to push in on that and push in on that side, and there you go. It's locked in place. Now, I know it's really hard to judge by that quick video, but it does. If you push down the right way, you'll notice both of these areas, okay, are covered over by that little metal piece, that metal tab. Next step's going to be simple as putting it out and putting that back. And there you go. So, we're going to put the grill on it. It does come with a little grill. Now this is kind of optional for how you want to use it. All right, you can put this back further. You can put it up a little bit so you get right over the fire. That's what we're going to do. If you want to kind of simmer to the side, you can move it forward and you don't get that full flame on it. But for our uses today, because we want to test it and see how quick it'll boil a cup and a half of water, we're going to put that right there. Now I'm going to turn this on really quick to show you. And that was my fault for letting it run. So there you go. You got a nice flame going. You can see on the camera it's a pretty high flame. This does simmer well, believe it or not. You get it to a really low simmer. However, that's as high as it goes. There's no, if you open it up more, you're not going to get it higher. So what I'm going to do is get my cup and a half of water here in this titanium. This is a Best Dargot, a little 750 milliliter aluminum titanium container. I have a cup and a half of water here. We're going to put it on there and we're going to start it. So I'm going to turn on my stopwatch here. Okay, we're going to light this up. I can't do both at the same time. So I'm going to start it, cover it up, and away we go. Let's see how long this takes. All right, I'm going to stop it right there because we are boiling. There's boiling water. Okay, turn it down. There we go. So that's boiling water in 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Again, that was just a cup and a half. It wasn't 2, but it was pretty darn close. That's pretty impressive for a tiny little stove. I really didn't expect it to be that quick. Move this back a little bit so I can put this up here and pour this in. And while we're waiting for that, I'm going to give you my final thoughts on it. Now, something I did notice about this, and I'll pick it up, hopefully it stays together for you to see, is these side pieces here make for a little bit of an uneven top. Now, you do have this grate here, and I think what happened was I may have put it on backwards. I'm going to try to do this without burning myself. I may have put it on upside down, because if you notice, this side does lift up a little. So maybe next time we'll try it that way. Yeah, see, that was my fault, because now it works perfectly. So I did put this on backwards, so you do want these facing upward. See how they are arched upward? You do want them facing upward like that. Because I noticed these things here on the sides were kind of tilting it, but it still worked perfectly. There was no issue whatsoever. So I'm very, very pleased with it. And I'm glad I could show you the instructions because something I kind of laughed about when I got this, let me mix this up. I laughed about it because when I first got this, everything, the entire instruction manual is in Japanese. And I'm looking at this thing going, how the heck am I supposed to figure this out? So anyway, I'm kind of glad that, there were other people who showed me how to do it online. Let that sit now for 10 minutes. And I was able to show you how to do it online. I want to keep the hot stuff off the plastic because it melts it. Anyway, here's the instructions. And as you can see, they're really not gonna help me too much. These are all in Japanese. So, I mean, I can kind of get an idea from the pictures and everything. That's how I kind of figured out that little trick with the connecting. Now we're going to let this cool off. I'm going to let that finish. And I'm going to show you how to disassemble it. It's fairly easy. And again, don't handle it. I have a glove on here. I'm not feeling the heat on it. That's why. Don't handle it until it's fully cool. But all in all, I'm liking this little thing. It's very cute. Cool little tiny design. Very handy and small. And I like the design of it. I just like the design of it. I like the book kind of feeling to it. So let's let that cool off. Let that heat up. And we'll show you how to take it apart. All right, so we've let it cool. I'm going to take this off now. And remember to use your grill this way with it sticking up. Because if you're using a pot that's a little bit smaller than these, it'll tilt to the side. I didn't realize that I had it this way. And it was leaning to one side. Still worked. But once I put it the right way, it was like, oh, there you go. So we're going to fold this part up here. Just fold it flat. You're going to reach under here. Now remember the little metal thingies. You're just going to take that and twist them off. Push one in and twist it off. And there is your M-shaped body of the stove. Okay? Put that to the side. Now we are going to pull up and turn like that. And then just pull it right off. And it comes off that easily. You're just going to turn it and pull up. That's it. Now, push that to the side. What I do is I take the side with the scratches on it because that's where it's been sitting. You can tell that's where it's been. Okay, and I just fit this in here push that little down there, the regulator valve down, close it up. That simple. And there you go, snapped in place, and you're all done. So that is the SOTO ST320 single burner book stove. These are exclusively made in Japan, and I would suggest, if you really want one and you've wanted one for a while, I would suggest picking one up now because they are affordable. They're not cheap, but then again, SOTO stuff isn't cheap. It's good quality stuff. They're not super cheap, but for $56.66, it's a pretty darn good stove. And as you can tell, it's pretty darn quick. You know, I didn't hold out high hopes for it because it's smaller. The burner is smaller. We're going to put this in here and I'll show you. So I really didn't hold out all these high hopes for it. And it turns out it really impressed me pretty darn well. So that is the SOTO G stove. The official name is the ST320. These weigh about 13.8 ounces, so they're not super lightweight. The product size when folded up is 5.6 inches by 3.1 inches, and the height is 1 inch, so it's about 1 inch thick, essentially. They kind of messed that up on the thing there. And the body's just aluminum, stainless steel, and the valve is made of brass. And these are made in Japan. So that is the SOTO stove, and I have wanted one of these for ages, and I'm really excited that I actually finally got to get one. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out the link down below. I will have this in my Amazon store. You can pick it up if you're interested. Below that is our Amazon affiliate store itself. I have all the gear that I use in the channel on that store. And then I have my freeze-dried wholesalers link. If you guys have not stocked up for what's coming up, you're really missing out. You're getting a 15% discount just for using my link on freeze-dried wholesalers. So don't forget to check them out. Below that are My Patriot Supply Food. That's preparewithiridium.com. Preparewithiridium.com. $250 this month off of a 3-month kit and $50 off a 4-week kit. Along with that, there's tons of other stuff that you can get on that site. That is my personal site, preparewithiridium.com. So check it out. And below that is our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. Don't forget, folks, we got some November specials for you delivery customers. I did post some over on my other social media on Instagram and on Facebook. So definitely check those sites out for info on that. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.